I have noticed that there are a lot of business owners that are just starting out for the first time. For some reason, with this coronavirus, a lot of people decided to quit their jobs and start their own business. And it's all marketed and sold around the internet. I mean, for some reason, social media uh, developers, social media companies are popping up like they're going out of style. And I know that when you try and do social media, it requires a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it can be very discouraging. I want to give you my story. I started back in 2015. When I started with $20 in my pocket, and I bought some leads through Thumbtack, which was a lead generation source that I could get my leads through. I put $20 in there. I bought four different leads, and one of those turned into business. I made like 200 and some dollars off of that appointment. After that, I realized real easy. If you're going to get business, you need to be able to put money into marketing, regardless of which way you do it. And a lot of it has to deal with your uh, your service and how it is that people in your industry get leads. So this was 5 years ago. Now, I was with Thumbtack for a few minutes. I would say maybe 3 to 6 months, and then I got hooked up with Angie's List. And as a small business owner, you're going to be prompted to come and join some of these sites, and they may actually break your bank. So you want to be careful. One of the things that Angie's List did, because I'm a cleaner, is we offered 4 hours of cleaning for $99. Well, you got to look at what their commission is up front. They want 33%. So I got $67 for a $99 ordeal. On top of that, I would only get 30% of that up front, and then I would get the remaining 70% 30 days from the end of the new deal. And if you're a business is just starting out, you need capital and you need revenue. You need to get paid today, and getting paid today is very important when you first start out. As the years have gone along, I can wait up to 3 months for a payment because of how I've structured my business. So that almost put me out of business a couple of times because the overhead was so high and the return was so low that I was almost paying them to to go work for them. And so getting out of deals like that is really really hard. So as a small business, you have to realize that there are organizations out there that are going to take advantage of your newness. So be careful. Uh, as time went along, I got in with Home Advisor. Um, Home Advisor was much better than Angie's List, and apparently they bought out Angie's List. But depending upon what region you're in, is whether or not Home Advisor will actually work for you as a lead source. The reason why it worked for me in Oregon was because there really wasn't a high demand. But as soon as we relocated down to Texas, because my business partner had um, had her first grandbaby on the way, so we were still fairly new in business, so it was easier to move then than it would have been if we would have been established. When you get established, you don't want to move your business. It takes a long time to get established. Once you hit that 3 to 5 year mark, you don't want to go anywhere else. But anyways, we took our Home Advisor account to Texas with us, and I went from spending 10% of my revenue on leads to spending about 40 to 60% of my revenue on leads almost overnight, because the way that they got their system set up in the Dallas area is absolutely crazy. So I had to shut them off and start looking for another area. One of the things I've been really looking into and realizing that as a business, you need to get a lot of capital coming in to begin with. But if you're building for longevity, if you're building a brand, you're gonna have to figure out other ways of marketing that aren't lead based, because all lead based does is it just feeds the beast while you're building your brand. So what we did is we did a small transition from Home Advisor to an organic SEO. This organic SEO has done really good for us up until recently. But with the coronavirus, as a business owner, you should be more involved and more aware of your marketing than you were a year ago. If you're not, you're being caught with your pants down. You're probably thinking about going out of business and closing your doors. Social and digital marketing is the wave of the future. If you're going to get out there and make a business, make a brand for yourself, this is something that you have to work long term. Because I was reading an article last night stating that Google My Business and Google are trying to prevent web traffic from going to your site. Instead, they want you to find everything through Google My Business. So all of that organic marketing that I've been doing and all that organic, the organic business that I have built based upon reputation and brand is seeing a lower return on my investments. I am now realizing that even my SEO, who was doing an absolutely amazing job, is now officially outdated in a matter of months. I have, in my second location here in Florida, gone in and modified my Google My Business and took the time to optimize it myself and fill out all the little drop downs and the forms. And you got to make sure you fill out everything and put as much content on there as possible. And then, keep putting active content on there regularly. Between an account that has been established for 5 years and a new account that is been established for 3 months, my new account is outperforming my established account just because I went in there and tweaked my Google My Business for my second location. Now on my first location, the SEO is managing my Google My Business and everything else like that, but their whole marketing scheme is organic. But if Google is trying to provide everything right there in front of Google My Business so that all you have to do is click the call button, look at the reviews, look at the pictures, look at the deals that they have. It's all right there at a fingertip. Why would you want to go to a website? I know I wouldn't. I realized this, but didn't really put two and two together until I read somebody else's words. But I already knew this has been happening for the last few months that I've been aware of it. So as a business, you need to be constantly innovating, constantly changing your marketing forms. What's really going to help you survive, other than longevity, is building a brand and building a reputation. Not just to your customer base, but to your employees as well. One of the big things that I really try and push towards anybody that I hire is that as a small business, even as we get larger, what we want to do is create more of a family, small business environment. Having been an employee and worked in large corporations and in small businesses where I was one of 4 people that worked in a 4-man shop, that included the owner, I noticed there's a huge difference. And as these millennials go through and realize that they're going to have to make a choice. Do they want high pay and to work for a large corporate environment, or do they want to be able to have a larger impact and still have a more family-like environment by working for a small business? And even as I become larger, one of my main goals within my business as culture is to keep that small business mentality. The more your people know that or think that you care, the more involved that you are, even though you keep it professional. Make sure not to make it too friendly where they're going to take advantage of it, but enough to show that you care and that you're interested in what's going on with them. So, as a new business, congratulations, coronavirus class of 2020. Welcome to the business world. I'm going to be making regular posts showing the difference and opportunities that you might have as a new small business owner that you may not have thought of. I think it's important for businesses to cultivate new businesses. If small businesses do not cultivate more small businesses, then what we get are large corporations. And when there are large corporations, there's lack of choice, lack of community responsibility. It's all about the numbers. It's all about profit. There is no humanity within large corporations. And so if we as small businesses want to kick out our competition or look at new business owners and kick them to the curb because 80% of them aren't going to last anyways, what if you could help an extra 3 or 4% become successful so that being a small business owner isn't looked at as a hard challenge that you're most likely going to fail at? Because owning a business is something that everybody should do. If not owning a side business for a side hustle to a full-fledged, full-time business where you're trying to build a national brand. It's important. I'm going to leave you with this. You're going to make mistakes. It's part of doing it. What you need to do is minimize the effect of those mistakes. Look at your decisions as mini testing grounds that you want to set aside from the main business so that it doesn't affect the rest of the business. If that testing ground or proving ground proves to be good, then you should integrate it into your business. If you're going to make big decisions, be sure that you can afford the cost of the mistakes. There are lots of vendors and business owners that really don't have any scruples when it comes to morality and customer satisfaction or just even honoring their word. A lot of places, especially when it's employees versus business owners coming out to do a sales call, are only interested in what's in it for them, whether it be commission or an hourly wage. They're not really interested in you. As much as you may think that someone cares about you, nobody cares about you like you care about you. So be cautious, but take a lot of risks.